Perhaps on Twitter you've heard me talk about stocks as cycling between their upper and lower limits on a 10-day, 60-minute chart using something that Thinkorswim calls the LinReg 100. And you apply that by clicking here saying Add Study, All Studies, go down into the L's, and you'll see two choices, the LinReg channel 100 and the LinReg channel 50. And I use the 100, and most of the time that works fine. If you find out that stocks are not moving between the top and the bottom of the LinReg 100 channel, and instead they're moving in a narrower range, then you can use the 50. And that's what we have here. And these green boundaries are the 50, and this is simply a linear regression drawn through 10 days worth of 60-minute bars. And if I use the linear regression tool that's available in Thinkorswim, you'll see that if I draw a line from this candle through to this candle, the resultant line is right here, which is the midpoint of the LinReg 100. So that's just a demonstration to show you that the LinReg 100 is nothing more than a linear regression line through the candles, and it takes the point that's furthest away from the line and sets 100% limits on either side or 50% limits on either side of that linear regression. You can find those explanations from Thinkorswim. Forget these blue ones here. They are a different form of linear regression using a John Carter study that I won't talk about at this time. But you can see that if you're looking at Cummings, for example, that we've cycled nicely, hitting the top here, coming down close, finally coming very close to the bottom here, and then bouncing off, hitting the top, and now we've started to go down. Now I'd like to talk to you about how we interpret where it's going to be going from this point. Is there any point in buying at the top here? Certainly not. You want to wait for an opportunity for the stock to turn around and move up. You can short at this point, but when would you buy? Can you assume that the stock is going to go down to the bottom of the LinReg channel? No, you can't. And let's find out why. Let's do a linear regression, and let's just start with this point here and going back here. This was our original slope, right? But as time moves, candles are going to be dropped off of the linear regression line at the left-hand side and added at the right-hand side. Now clearly I can't add candles at the right-hand side, but I can show you the effect of taking candles off at the left-hand side. And now you can see that the linear regression is starting to turn favorable. It goes flat here, and it starts to turn up here. So let me just finish by drawing this line right, ending it here. So if we have a candle pattern now that comes down here and then starts to chop a little bit, what will happen is that our bottom line is now going to reflect a 100% difference away from a mean, which will probably be this point here and this point, and it will draw an equidistant line on the other side, so that we would end up having a linear regression channel that looked more like this. And then when your candles come and touch the bottom of this linear regression, that's the time to go long for the retrace back up here. And now you're going to find your linear regression channel line is going to start moving up, and the boundaries on the side of each of that is going to be up as well. So am I making myself clear here? what we see as time goes on is that our price should come down and find a new linear regression bottom, start to move up, and we will form a new channel that hopefully will look something like this. Hope that was helpful.